What's the most twisted family rule you've ever encountered? For years, I just thought it was odd that my best friend, Emma, never invited anyone over. For the entire 3 years of our friendship, I'd only ever glimpsed her house from the street as her mom pulled up to pick her up. Our hangouts were always at my place, or we'd meet up at the mall or the park. Every single time I brought up going to her house, she'd conjure up some excuse. Her parents were cleaning, or they were having work done on the house. It was always something. Then, one afternoon after school, I was dramatically complaining about my little brother being his usual annoying self, and Emma, almost reluctantly, offered for me to come over for a few minutes. But she was clearly on edge, constantly checking her phone and nervously repeating that we absolutely could not stay for more than 10 minutes because her parents would be home soon. As we approached her front door, I immediately noticed a small security camera mounted above it. Emma caught my gaze, gave a quick, dismissive shrug, and simply said her parents were really into security. I brushed it off, but a faint unease began to settle in. Nothing, however, could have prepared me for what I witnessed when we actually stepped inside. There were no doors. Not on bedrooms, not on bathrooms, not even on the closets. The only doors in the entire house were the front and back doors we had just used, and yes, they both had cameras pointed directly at them. My first thought was that they must be renovating, maybe taking all the doors off for painting. But Emma explained it all with an unsettling calm, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. My parents say doors create secrets, she recited, and secrets make people lie. She delivered this chilling philosophy in the same casual tone you might use to explain why you take your shoes off indoors. I actually laughed, thinking she had to be joking. But then, my eyes landed on her dad, sitting in the living room with a clipboard, meticulously scribbling notes. Her little brother was nearby, attempting to do his homework on the floor beside the couch. We're supposed to stay visible at all times, Emma whispered, her voice barely audible, so we don't get tempted to do anything bad. Her 8-year-old brother looked up, gave a small, resigned wave, and then returned to his math worksheet. This poor kid was doing his homework in full view of everyone, simply because he had no other option, no private nook to escape to. I hesitantly asked if it was some kind of religious practice, but Emma just shook her head. She explained that her mom had been deeply hurt, cheated on by her ex-husband years ago. After that, she'd become utterly convinced that privacy itself was the ultimate enemy of honesty. When she met and married Emma's dad, they solidified this belief into a core family rule: no doors, ever. Everyone had to be completely transparent and accountable at all times, and that included the children. Emma's dad worked from home, essentially acting as a constant hall monitor. Her mom worked part-time, but she had an array of cameras strategically placed to monitor every room when she wasn't there. If one of the kids dared to sit behind the couch, or if the bathroom shower curtain remained closed for more than a few minutes, they were in serious trouble. And it wasn't just a simple grounding. They'd be subjected to intense interrogations about what they were hiding, and sometimes even forced to write apology letters for simply wanting a moment of privacy. Emma then showed me the bathroom, just a toilet and sink sitting exposed in the open. There was a shower curtain, but she warned that if you kept it closed for more than 5 minutes, her parents would immediately come checking. She revealed that her little brother had wet the bed regularly until he was 7 years old, purely because he was too embarrassed and vulnerable to use the bathroom with everyone able to see him. The most heart-wrenching sight was Emma's bedroom. Her bed, dresser, and desk were all crammed into this tiny, open space, with absolutely no way to close it off. Her diary lay conspicuously on her nightstand because her parents read it every single week to ensure she wasn't keeping any secrets. She confessed that she'd learned to write everything in elaborate code or, more often, just avoid writing her true thoughts altogether. When I asked her how she managed to change clothes, she simply pointed to a corner where she'd strung up a small blanket. That was it. A flimsy blanket, hung from the ceiling, was the only semblance of privacy she had to get dressed. Suddenly, her dad's voice boomed from the living room, asking who was visiting. Emma's entire body tensed, her eyes wide with panic. She practically shoved me towards the front door, muttering that our 10 minutes were definitely up. As we hurried out, I heard her mom's car pull into the driveway, and Emma practically catapulted me out the door. I never went back after that day. I simply couldn't look at Emma the same way, knowing the chilling reality of how she lived her life, constantly exposed and under surveillance. The image of that doorless house, a cage of forced transparency, burned itself into my mind.